What's going on, guys? It's Snoo603. Just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. I hope you all had a fun and safe night last night, and I hope that the hangover isn't too bad. Before I jump into the plans for this new year, I want to start off by very quickly reviewing 2014 and touching on a few things that have happened this year before kind of give you the overall vision that I have for moving forward into 2015. So for 2014, I started off the year going completely solo and still doing nothing but Battlefield 4. As many of you already know at this point, Fake Thriller did quit at the very end of 2013, so 2014 was the year of Snoo603 on Shustybang, for better or for worse. I struggled with personal issues pretty much the entire year. I had a really rough year, and unfortunately I let that take over far too many aspects and areas of my life, and in the process I alienated a lot of you guys. Justifiably so. I wouldn't have put up with my own shit either if I could have seen exactly who I'd become. And unfortunately, I also ruined a lot of good relationships with people on YouTube. So it is what it is, and it happens. And it's completely my fault. I take full responsibility for it. I can't change what I've done. I can only continue to do what I have been doing and trying to make up for it and just continue moving forward. Continue to be a better person overall and really get back to who I was before the beginning of this year. You know, fortunately, things did get to a point where I couldn't deal with pretty much anything anymore at one point, much less YouTube, so I made the decision to quit the channel. I really thought I was done at that point. Things were awful for me, and I needed to take a step back from not only YouTube, but a ton of stuff, and I basically had to rediscover myself. I know that sounds weird, and maybe people just don't understand it or don't see it, but it's where I felt I had to be. Like, I finally realized that I had become basically a monster compared to who I used to be, and I was not who I really am, if that makes any sense. So I let this shitty situation spiral out of control, become a bigger problem than it ever should have been. So I had to do everything necessary to get out of it and turn things around and get back into a good groove. So fast forward about 5 months from that point, and I made the decision to return to YouTube. I got to a good point where I could say, you know what, I do still enjoy the idea of YouTube and everything that it presents, and all the good people I met through it. I want to get back to doing it. And plus, it was something really constructive, something positive and constructive, and I needed that in my life. I needed something that I could produce an end product and point to it and call it my own and say, you know what, that's something I did, and that's something I can be proud of. Now, the last 2 months of the year have been extremely challenging in regards to the channel because so many people did leave the channel, and I understand it. It is what it is. I mean, I thought I was quitting, they all thought I was quitting, and everyone left. It's fine. Well, not everyone. A large chunk of them. Prior to the break, I was still getting 2,000 to 3,000 views a video, and now I'm kind of struggling to hit 1,000. But I'm still there. Like, there's still about 1,000 of you that are actively watching me, and that's huge. I'm going to get to that, but the past 2 months has still been a challenge because not only did I lose a lot of subscribers, I'm still actively losing subscribers every single day. And that really hurts to see because I know what it used to have, and I know that the entire reason for the just fall off of subscribers is because it's me. It's 100% my fault, and I fucked this up. So I'm just hoping that I can bounce back. And regarding the whole decision to quit, it was actually really strongly suggested I don't make that video. But, and I don't know if I explained this in detail or not before, not making that video, regardless of what situation I was in, just didn't feel right to me. That would have been completely dicking you guys over. It never would have felt good to just bail. Again, regardless of the situation that I was in, I owed it to you guys. You've been there for me for so many years, always supporting us, and we've always been completely honest and open and forthwith with everything that we do. I had to make the video because that's just the way I've always done it. That's the way things have always been here. Things can change for the better. There's always the chance for things to get better. And that's where we go into 2015. We're on to a new year. We're looking forward. We got a new fresh start. And this is what I have in store for you guys. So first and most important, I'm going to keep doing what I've always done. And that's whenever I find to be fun and interesting. That's it in a nutshell. That's always been the MO of the channel since day one. Is if it's fun and interesting, that's what we're going to play and post. Right now, that means a little bit of BF4 content because there's not a whole lot. I mean, there's really almost nothing I wanted to talk about on Battlefield 4. At this point, everything that I did want to talk about, I have talked about. Things could change. Maybe some things with the CTE will come in and they'll give things for me to discuss that I actually want to discuss. But as it is right now, I'm just having fun playing the game and having fun and laughing. Like, whenever I get in this game now, I just want to laugh. Like, the only way I can do that is just kind of screwing around, which is fine. Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, make up excuses or stuff for how I'm playing. It's just that's where I'm at with the game right now. There's enough in there that I can enjoy it if I'm just going in there for a bunch of laughs, and that game is producing tenfold for that. So as far as content goes, expect kind of more of the silly stuff until Battlefield Hardline drops, and then the weapon reviews. I'm going to continue to do the 1-minute weapon reviews because I really do enjoy doing that. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot easier for me to make doing them solo now, and I just really, really enjoy that format because it's really unique. It's something I came up with on my own, as far as, you know, that idea within the weapon review genre, if that could be such a thing. So I'm going to continue to roll through with that until Hardline drops. Now for DayZ content, DayZ is still definitely going to have its own place on the channel. If I could bounce back and forth between DayZ and whatever else that I'm playing, I'm going to do that. That's what I like playing, and again, it's whatever I find interesting and fun, and right now that for me is DayZ. Now I've got a lot of ideas that are already in the works as we speak, which is a good thing for you guys because it isn't just an empty promise of things to potentially come. Basically, this content is almost exactly what we've done in the past for Battlefield 4, but now it's with DayZ. It means most of the content is going to be like, you know, helpful stuff, explaining different areas of the game for new and old players to help them get better with the game or just understand different aspects of it, as it really is an ever-changing entity due to it still being an alpha. Things are constantly changing on a weekly basis. So there's a lot to discuss, and there's just a lot of topical things that I can discuss, just like we've always done with Battlefield 4. And I want to bring that into DayZ. There's a lot of room there for things that I genuinely want to tackle and discuss with you guys. So that's what we're going to get into it. There's still going to be live content from it as well. Not only DayZ, but Battlefield. Actually, myself and Wind Out the Tiger, which was one part of the original golf squad from Battlefield 3. We recently were discussing a lot of ideas. We're brainstorming for games moving forward. And not only just games, but content as well. We're going to collaborate. I want to collaborate with other people and bring back some of the things that used to be mainstay staples on Shustybang that haven't been here for a while because there really hasn't been anything to really do that on, if that makes any sense. But there's the potential for it all to come back in a very short period here, and we're just going to grab that and roll with it, and hopefully what I can do is bring in other people and kind of create that same environment that we had here with other people that I had when it was myself and Fake Thriller, if that makes sense. Hopefully you guys follow. Kind of last but not least, regarding Battlefield content, actually very hard at work brainstorming on some new ideas for completely new content to move forward with this year. I'm going to try and get something done with it for Battlefield 4, but if not, then at least have ideas for Hardline. Now, Hardline is kind of an unknown entity right now. I am getting it. I did pre-order the game. It's a topic of contention as to me pre-ordering it, but short and skinny is I have two selves in me, my moral self and my cheap-ass self. And my cheap-ass self said, dude, it's 40% off in the game. You plan on getting, you know, inside a week one anyway, so why not grab it while it's 40% off? And I said, okay. Moral self just got completely squashed by cheap-ass self. It happens. But there's some ideas that I have in my head that I'm getting down on paper, and I know the right people I can work with to make these ideas come true. Some of these guys have already been doing it for a long time. Some of the other guys just jumped into it and they're loving it. It's giving me ideas to do things that before I had ideas for, although on a much, much smaller scale. Nowhere near as grand as what I have planned going forward. I think we can collaborate and create something really, really interesting for you guys I think you're really going to enjoy. To wrap everything all up into one final thought, I want to say thank you. A sincere and heartfelt thank you to everyone that is currently watching this video. I did lose a lot of subscribers when I came back to the channel a few months ago, but I didn't lose everyone. And it means a lot to me that there are some of you that stuck around. I have this grand vision of sorts for the channel and what I can add and want to accomplish with it this year, in alignment with my new website, Dawnbreaker Gaming. And if you guys, anyone watching that doesn't know what Dawnbreaker Gaming is, there's a link to it down in the video description below. I really feel that the channel can bounce back and become a positive and prominent name in the community like it once was. But that cannot be accomplished without help from you guys, the community. Without the support from you, the community and viewers, no one gets anywhere on YouTube, and there are no exceptions. So I'm asking that you keep being your awesome selves and continue to show support to me on the channel. Sharing the videos does more good than you guys could possibly imagine, as word of mouth really is the strongest and most impactful method of getting a channel recognition. So for my part, I'm going to continue to produce the content on the regular for you guys like I always have, but I'm also going to strive to work to improve the quality of the videos in every single facet, starting today, moving forward, and continuing on the rest of the year. So that's my promise to you, and I just ask that you guys continue to help support me and go above and beyond and really help get the name out there. Because like I said, I really want the channel to be hugely successful again. I have a lot of ideas, again, that work in line with Don Baker Gaming for expanding this community and creating something huge and positive like we used to have back in Battlefield 3 that will benefit you guys tremendously in the end. The more positive things we have in this community, the better. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I'll catch you all in the next video.